What's up guys, Dennis here, and today I'm going to show you my new tent, the Lanshan 1 Pro. So while you're watching me pitch this tent for the first time, let me tell you a few things about it. This is made by a Chinese company called 3FUL, and as of the time this video was made, pretty much the only place you can find it is on AliExpress. It costs about $130 US, and it can take 2 or 3 months to ship from China to the United States. The Pro is the second version of this tent. The first one is a 2-piece double wall construction. This one is lighter because it's a single wall tent. As you might know, single wall tents tend to have more condensation inside, so it's important that they're roomy enough so that you aren't rubbing against the walls all the time. The Pro version is roomier than the original. This tent is made from 20D silnylon, which is a nylon fabric that's impregnated with a thin layer of silicone to waterproof it. Before they started making outdoor gear out of silnylon, they made it out of a polyurethane coated fabric. Polyurethane is heavier and it can deteriorate after being exposed to moisture for a while. I think silicone lasts longer. I know I had this old backpacking tent made by North Face that was a polyurethane coated material, and the inside of the tent got all gummy and started deteriorating and falling apart after a few years in storage. So here's something you might not know. Most silnylon tents sold in the US have the inside coated with polyurethane, and here's why. See, a long time ago, some tents caught fire and people inside died. I'm talking huge tents made from canvas soaked in a mixture of paraffin wax and gasoline to waterproof them. Circus tents had thousands of gallons of this mixture on them. Laws were passed about tent safety and flame resistance. Because we love suing people in this country, all the tent manufacturers to this day are still really careful to follow this law, even though it's not entirely clear that it applies to small 1 to 4 person backpacking tents that are easy to escape and don't have the same sort of fire load. In order to make these tents flame resistant, they add fire retardant chemicals. There's a debate about the safety of these chemicals as they likely cause cancer. Also, because they don't mix well with silicone, manufacturers have to use polyurethane anyway, kind of defeating the whole purpose of a lightweight silnylon material. So if you look close at the specs of any silnylon tent sold in the US, you will likely see it has one side coated with polyurethane. They usually don't mention the triphenyl phosphate and other organophosphates. Smaller companies are now starting to take the legal risk of making tents without this flame retardant. We'll have to see if this catches on with the big name brands. There's likely no polyurethane or flame retardants in this tent, not because China is a pioneer of health safety, but because these things add cost. These Chinese factories aren't going to add something extra if they don't have to. So without this extra coating, the overall tent is lighter, and you don't have to worry about the polyurethane turning into a gooey mess someday. Alright, so that's not too bad. I didn't read any instructions, because no instructions came with it. Just kind of guessed how it all went. But actually I have seen YouTube videos before, so I think I saw at least one other person set this up. It goes together pretty well. Considering this is the first time I've ever pitched it, I think it's pretty forgiving. It does take a lot of space, like in terms of needing the tie-outs, but this ground wouldn't need to be flat over here. You would just need to run a tie-out out to something. I didn't think this was going to work as well as it did for giving you more headroom, because it's going at a down angle. You would think that you'd want to tie this up to something to kind of pull it up, but it actually does work, and I'll show you inside. When we get inside, it actually does give you more headroom and foot room. I set my trekking pole to 48 inches. Or I'll look at how many centimeters that is. Alright, let me show you inside. Okay. Alright, and close this up. It's a little bit tricky. Okay. Once that is clipped together there, then you can zipper it. And nice little vestibule area here for gear or whatever. It's got the bathtub floor, although I expected the bathtub to come up a little bit higher here. And that could be how I have this pitched, because that elastic band is really pulling on this. Alright, so I had white balanced it, but I got rid of the green tint, and I wanted you guys to see what it really looked like in here, so I actually didn't want this tent. I ordered the gray, and they sent me this green. It might be growing on me, but I did like what the inside of the gray looked like better from the videos that I saw. Yeah, lots of room.
I think about doing going inside your pocket.
A tickle bug's going in my pocket? So these tie-outs here, like I said, it actually does lift it up quite a bit away from your face and away from your feet, which is really nice. There's enough room in here so that I could actually keep my backpack next to me. Hard to see. Yeah, there's a good amount of room. I used to keep my pack in the vestibule area until rodents got into it and chewed through. So I like to try and keep my pack with me now inside the tent. But it would be good for, I guess you could keep your boots there. Or what I've seen before is hanging a pack off of the trekking pole somehow. I still have this loop up here. Hard to see, but there's a loop up there that you can maybe hang a pack off here in the vestibule so it would be off the ground. The only problem with that is with this tent, the pole tends to lean in towards this area. So the bag would kind of be leaning into the netting here, the no-see-um, which is kind of a little bit more delicate area. But it might work out, especially if there's not a ton of weight in your pack. Yeah, I might actually try that. Not right now, though. I don't know, I like this tent. Do you like it? We could even camp together in it. I think we would both fit. Yeah, I'm not worried. I think even a 3-inch inflated pad, I think I'd still have enough room in here. Even with the sleeping bag, tossing and turning, I'm sure the foot box would get a little bit wet from condensation. But that happened in my double wall tent last time I went anyway, so. There is a little clip right up there. Hard to see. To hang a little flashlight or something off of, which is nice. It's a little mesh bag here. Put your cell phone or whatever. Nighttime essentials. Poop kit. Very good, Oliver. You're gonna be a YouTube star. I really wanted the gray. I didn't want green because the interior is just a more pleasant tone. With the light coming through the green, everything has a green shade to it, and it's just kind of like, especially on a less sunny day, an overcast day, I think there's actually even been studies that like green tends to make you a little bit more depressed. The one nice thing about the green is it's less noticeable when it's pitched in the woods somewhere, so.
I'm gonna go get my scooter.
You can get your scooter? Alright. Alright, so that's it for the review. I don't have a lot to say about this that hasn't been said on a lot of other reviews on this tent. I like it. It does have a lot of room inside, and I'm surprised by how much room is inside. What are you doing, bud? Oh, you're putting a log inside?
Logs only have holes.
Huh?
Logs have holes.
Logs have holes? Logs are going to make holes in my tent. Anyway, I hope you got something out of that. This is a nice tent, as long as it holds up and it doesn't leak on me. I know that the seams aren't sealed, so I will have to like seam seal this. Again though, I'm not sold on the green. I think if I have to spend any kind of time inside of it during daylight, like during a rainstorm or something, might try selling this on eBay and taking my chances ordering another gray. And that's exactly what I did. I sent the green one back to China and ordered a gray one again, and lo and behold, I got the gray. And thanks to my procrastination in editing this video, I wasn't quite done with it when this one showed up. Actually, I was done. I was about to publish it, but... And so now I can show you what the inside of the gray tent looks like for comparison. So let's go inside and take a look. How did you get in there?
I undiffered it.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so I think you can probably tell it's a lot brighter in here. And it's a similar day to when we set up the green tent. So it's actually a pretty good comparison, although it's months and months later. It's not even that much warmer. Actually, I think it might be colder. Snow in April. Can you believe it?
What?
It's actually warmer in here.
Yeah.
I feel like more of the sun comes through with this gray than the green. I feel like the green blocked a little bit more of the warmth of the sun. Much more pleasant hue in here. The color is it's a lot brighter, and it just looks natural. This, although the color is gray, you can't really. It looks white,
Great.
and it probably looks white on the camera too because it's really thin. It's very light material, so you don't notice the gray except for when it's actually packed up. When you actually pitch the tent and you're inside it, especially, it looks white. What's interesting is that there are a couple differences that I've noticed already, even though this is the same model tent, just a different color. The mesh pocket isn't over there. In some ways, it actually seems smaller, but I think that's because it's brighter. So the darker tent, it seemed like the corners were further away. This one, it just seems like everything's maybe a little closer because of the brightness. But I think that's a plus. I'm gonna chalk that up as a plus that it's brighter in here. Wow, can you guys feel the sun? It's so warm through the tent. So it's actually getting pretty warm in here, which is not so great for summertime camping. But you can open up these flaps here and tie them back. And I can work on the angle of this because there is a vent up top here that should let some of the cold air come in through the bottom and the warm air should go out the top, but it's not entirely open with the angle I have this pitched right now, so I'll have to play around with some of the lines to get that angle right. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here, how there's a single tent pole and it's the same line here that's just kind of got a loop in it in the middle. And so you can't really change the angle that the peak and the entranceway is set to. You see that vent at the top here? I really want it to be as open as it can be. So that would mean you'd want this line to be out further and then this to be more of a steeper angle down here. So I might actually change this so that it's more than just the single peg and do two separate lines so I can play with the angle to get that vent open a little bit more. Am I in the shot?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Can you see my face?
No.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm glad I took the time to return the green one and get the color I originally wanted because it's nice. It's really nice. It's so much brighter. All right, so that's it. Glad I could show you a comparison. I didn't expect to be able to do that, so I'm really happy that worked out. I hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. That button right there.
Bye.
This one.
This one?
The big, yeah, press it. I found the pocket. It was behind my head. Hey, shoes! Take off your shoes. Don't get mud in my tent. No. You're gonna break the zipper. Okay, this is the microphone. This fuzzy thing. So try and not rub against it, because when you rub against it, it sounds like.